It's time for the Dugout Crew. Brought to you by the David3000 Network, MVG Productions, and the 25. And now, here is the Dugout Crew.
Hey, play ball and batter up, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition, second episode of the 2024 season of the Dugout Crew podcast. I am your new host, Eric Lima, and we have a return of one panelist. Jason DeCango will not be on today. He will be on next week, so we'll get our reactions from him for next week. But right now, we have our two gentlemen here, 2/3 of the 3J crew, as I like to call them, and to my immediate right, ladies and gentlemen, he is back. I consider him the Gorilla Monsoon of baseball with great knowledge of the sport, and with a great knowledge of the sport and a passion for it. He is representing the Oakland Athletics for his team, but soon to be. If The Rock was here, he'd be singing about Sacramento. Mr. Joey Acacia. Joey,
will you stop?
I knew it. There we go. And down here below us, he'll be representing the two Texas teams, the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. He will be reporting on them as well. It's Mr. Jesse Havoc, Jesse Ortiz. Jesse, how's it going with you?
It's going good.
All right.
We're off to a bad start, but it is what it is.
As you can see, I am honoring the 2004 team next week. I'll be on vacation from work, but the 2004, the Hope opener, 20 years ago, the Red Sox broke the curse, and who thought that would happen? But we're going to talk about the news that I've gotten from Mr. David St. Dennis, our executive producer. He'll be on in a short while. The Seattle Mariners signing Nelson Cruz to a one-day deal to retire as a Mariner. Question: should he be retired as a Ranger or a Mariner?
I think a Ranger, because that's where he started his career after being traded from Milwaukee. He helped him 2 straight titles too. Well, pennants, not World Series.
All right. Okay, Jesse, what about you?
Same. I think he should retire as a Ranger.
Yeah, Texas Ranger. Yeah, I have to agree. Speaking of no-hitters, Astros pitcher Ronel Blanco froze the first one of 2024, but is the 17th no-hitter, 17 pitchers have tossed a no-hitter in franchise history. That's a huge deal. Congratulations to Mr. Blanco. Bryce Harper against the Reds, and I'm sure Kevin Henry will not be very happy to hear this, that hit 3 home runs with a grand slam against the Reds. And the Diamondbacks, 14-run inning is the third most of all time in an inning and the most in a single inning. It reminds me when the Red Sox went 10 runs without recording an out back in 2003, and the Red Sox beat the snot out of the Marlins, who I think that beatdown woke them up and ended up beating the Yankees in the 2003 World Series. So 25-8 was the final score of that game. The Braves are putting catcher Sean Murphy on the IL with an oblique strain. Oh, boy. Cubs pitcher Justin Steele is the injuries now. Justin Steele will miss April with a left hamstring. Okay. Rangers Josh Young has a fractured right wrist and will miss 8 to 10 weeks after wrist surgery. So you got that. White Sox bringing back Mike Clevenger on a 1-year deal. Okay, call-up updates. And the Oakland A's, who are Joey can explain all this, have optioned Asturi Ruiz to AAA. He hit 429 with a 1.232 on OPS, in Oakland's first series of the year. Seattle, the Mariners trying to get something going. Signing pitcher Dallas Keuchel to a minor league deal. That's huge. That's huge. I know Keiko was a pretty good pitcher when he was with Houston. And the Mets signed Julio Teheran to a 1-year deal. Okay. So in other words, Mets Johan Ramirez has received a 3-game suspension for throwing behind Brewers Rhys Hoskins yesterday. That's, I saw that and that was crazy. Rhys Hoskins knows to hit home runs and possibly has given Mets fits and all that. And also Carlos Mendoza received a 1-game suspension for that deal. Genesis Cabrera received a 3-game suspension for his actions in the benches clearing incident between the Blue Jays and the Rays. And finally, in the news, Giants Blake Snell will make his Giants debut this Monday against the Nationals. So, I think in addition of that, it's pretty good. All right, Joey, we're gonna start with you because we have not seen you were not here in the first episode. Predictions for the American League and National League East.
So, I went with what was there last year. The Rays, they started 13-0 last season.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look at the standings now, I'll try and be brief on this. Oops.
Oh, that's right.
So far, I've been wrong because I had the Rays winning the East.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's only been 7 games, Tampa Bay is currently tied for last at 3-4. But
Right.
the Yankees always start out hot and then they don't necessarily finish the greatest. You got Boston in second place. They beat some crazy team. I couldn't tell you who. Swept them, but still. And then I have Atlanta. Atlanta has been that team that they were for 15, 16 years where they were winning. They won't put up 15 division titles in a row. They won a World Series. They won a World Series a couple years ago now. So there you got that. That's how, and I think in the NL East, you got Spencer Strider, who's going to, and that actually is my NL Cy Young, is Spencer Strider, freaking Quadzilla. Like, he is a strong individual. Like, he struck out over 200 batters in less than 115 innings a couple years ago. He's insane. Now for the AL West.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And Jesse, I am sorry I may have jinxed you guys when I said this, but I had the Mariners or the Astros coming out of the gate hot and just fighting off Texas, because I know Texas, when they won the pennant in 2010, 2011, they lose to the Giants, and then they lose to the Cardinals, the Redbirds. But I had them both coming out of the gate hot because they were both supposed to be really good this season. But unfortunately, I was very off. The Mariners are 3-4. The Astros are 2-5. But I didn't have the A's doing anything of note this year, if anything. Maybe they finished in 4th place. But
I think with the news of them moving to Sacramento, that's that could throw all the players emotionally off.
And a lot of the players aren't from the Bay Area anyways, and that's why it's disappointing. But AL Central, that one I had nobody touching except for Minnesota. Minnesota has been good. They've been very good. They picked up their first win in the playoffs in a long time. They lost 18 postseason games in a row. The last time they won one was 2004. I was in elementary school when that happened. That's how long ago it was. But no, Minnesota, they've been off to good starts. And they are actually in 3rd place right now. You want to know who's leading the league right now, leading that division? Detroit. Nobody expected Detroit.
Yeah, nobody. I tell you, we're going to see a lot of, nobody expected Texas and Arizona to make it all the way to the World Series. And Texas,
it's going to be all about that, Eric. It's going to be all about the element of surprise and who's going to come out of the woodwork.
How about the National League Central and West? Who you got?
The National League Central. Oh, I didn't do that one. David just threw. David I had to kind of put that one together. But it was either going to be the Brewers or the Cubs. The Brewers, a lot of talent. Like, they have that guy that they just put on their roster. I don't know what his name is. They signed him to a massive contract. I think his name is Jackson. He plays the outfield.
Jackson Churio, I think it was his name.
Yeah, Jackson Churio. He's supposed to be this He's supposed to be like Ronald Acuna, evidently, who I do have as one of my picks to succeed this year. But it's the Brewers or the Cubs. Servy says Pittsburgh. No one expected Pittsburgh to be 5-1.
Yeah.
So I was wrong yet again. And I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to eating crow, too. You see this mustache?
Yeah.
But no, it's all about that. And before you ask about the National League West, with everything that's gone on, all the signings, Blake Snell, you got Arizona pulling out all the stops and everything. Colorado, I had finishing dead last regardless, even before Arizona dropped 14 on them on opening day. But it was either the Dodgers, it was either the Giants, or Arizona. I have it being a 3-team race until July, and then it's going to be Arizona, and then it's going to be the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers. Jesus Christ.
You've been full of emotion today. I can understand you,
but
man.
No, it's going to be they called it the Wild Wild West for a reason, because it's an arms race now. And you got 3 teams that are going to be fighting for 2. Well, the wild cards kind of ruined that, in my opinion, because the Giants could finish there, the Dodgers could finish there, the Diamondbacks could finish there.
Yeah, they just picked up Jordan Montgomery too. The Diamondbacks did.
And Jordan Montgomery signed overpaid. Yes, he finished Cy Young last year, runner-up, but overpaid $25 million a year. If he starts 23 games this season, you know how much he's going to get? Another $20 million for next season as his option. So he's going to make $45 million over 2 seasons. He's making Max Scherzer look like chump change.
Yeah.
But AL MVP, and I don't think he's playing at that level, Julio Rodriguez.
That could be a possibility.
J-Rod. I thought J-Rod was going to really get out there.
Mm-hmm.
So far, he's 5 for 27.
Yes, yeah.
So, again, take a little bit of heat from that. But young prospects, I thought he's been great. I thought he was going to be a 40-40 guy. That's how much confidence I have in this guy. 40-40, 394 in spring training coming out of the blocks. 30-30 guy. 2 seasons ago, 28 and 25. If he can just put it together one more season in a row, he'd be 20-20, 30-30, 40-40. And I'm getting goosebumps because the A's had that in Yoenis Cespedes in 2012, but he couldn't steal bases. He was too heavy in the lower body. We'll say that. He was like Vladimir Guerrero. But NL MVP, I have a repeat. I have Ronald Acuna doing it again, but let's see. Am I going to have some more crow to eat? Let's see. Acuna, if you'll ever load. Acuna is 5 for 19, 6 runs scored. His on base is 391. His spring training numbers were 276, so he's not anything special, but after a 40-70 season, it's kind of hard to kind of get back on that horse. At least that's the way I see it, because nobody's going to go 40-70 ever again, because you have now that the stolen base is back, now you got a lot of players with the pitch clock and everything, which got dropped to 18 seconds. I don't know if you guys talked about that in the first episode, but
we haven't.
It's going to be very different now with the 3 disc engagements and everything, and you got to worry about that. Mm-hmm. AL Cy Young, you guys would actually be surprised by this one because I didn't pick your average picks. Like I didn't pick Verlander, I didn't pick Garrett Cole, Turek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. I think this is the season he has a breakout.
Okay.
Because I think he's supposed to be very good. He was a top draft pick for them. And he's going to be good. I watched him pitch. Decent pitcher. 1-0 in his only start. Won 6 innings. He didn't give up a run. He didn't give up any hit. He gave up 3 hits. No homers. So he's going to be a decent pitcher for them. Because Casey Mize is not going to be their answer. Casey Mize has not been good. Because it makes me think about Kansas City in 2018. They had 3 pitchers in that draft. Only one of them has panned out. And they're all in their early 20s. So you could have had this great pitching staff that would have rivaled Pettit, Clemens, and Cone of the late 90s Yankees. But you ain't going to have that if you keep that up. But let me say this now.
I know Garrett Cole will probably Spencer. You said Garrett.
Go ahead.
You said Garrett Cole. he might an injury will probably prevent him from winning a Cy Young. So
yeah, and that'll be the biggest issue is
we can take him
that
out.
contract is going to be what kills him because you can be as good a pitcher as you want, but that contract is going to be an albatross for the Yankees for years. Same with Aaron Judge. But now
put in Adam Cole or Michael Cole.
Well, Adam Cole, baby.
Or Michael Cole, they can pitch better than Gary Cole. All right, you said Spencer Strider for the Braves.
Spencer Strider, fan-freaking-tastic. He reminds me of a young Greg Maddux when he was throwing the harder stuff. Ooh. But he's getting batters out at a frequency you don't see anymore. He's not quite Randy Johnson from the right side, but he is putting up numbers, like video game numbers, for a guy his age. And you don't expect guys like that at his age to be just fantastic in their first 4 seasons. He didn't have a good start to start the season. He got 8 strikeouts, but he was 3-1 in spring training, 0.79 ERA in 6 starts. And last season, 20-5, finished 4th in Cy Young, 186 2/3 innings, 281 strikeouts. ERA was 3.86, but his fielding independent pitching, so if no one's behind him, is a full run lower. He would have been 20-6, 20-5, 281 strikeouts. Last season, the season before that, 202 strikeouts in 136 innings. He was on pace to have 300 strikeouts if he stayed healthy that year. But let me see if I have anything else here. I know I've taken up some time and cut some chunks out of here. But no, that was the last thing. I don't have any picks for the World Series. I think that's overblown, and I think that's just going to be a problem because, like Eric said, you had Texas and Arizona, both teams you didn't expect. But if I had to guess, a lot of people have Minnesota going to the World Series, to which I say, you are a liar, you are a deceiver, and you get nothing. Good day, sir.
All right. And, you have nothing for the Rookie of the Year prediction?
Rookie of the Year, that I don't keep track of the younger players, honestly. But if Jackson Chirios for Milwaukee does well, he'll be the Rookie of the Year there. But I'm not really sure for AL. I don't really have anybody.
All right. Well, we'll get back to that when the season comes around. When the season starts, we're 7 games.
When it gets further into the season, right?
Yeah. The season's still young. We're 7 games in the season already.
And that's why nobody says 162-0 or 0-162.
Yeah. You asked about the best offseason other than the Dodgers.
I had Arizona,
because of Jordan Montgomery.
Well, Jordan Montgomery, Randall Grichuk, you're picking up good pieces and everything to build on a team that went to the World Series last year. You're not backtracking like Arizona, like a Miami team did with Florida, where they went to the World Series in 97 and 2003. Both of them they won. You actually are adding on because you have to add on. Because look at Boston, all those years they went to the World Series. It wasn't back to back. Right. You went 04, 07, 2013, 2017, 2018.
2017.
Well, the years they won 4 out of the 5 years they went. So
they didn't go in 2017. The Astros.
Well, they lost in 17. That's right, but they went back because they still kept adding on.
Yeah.
But if you don't add on and you don't have a good offseason, what's the point of competing?
Yeah, because I always said that if they lose out in the World Series or lose out in the playoffs, there's there are a few key players missing from going all the way and winning. And they do add on. I think that was the case with Arizona.
Yes, and I agree with your point. It's always considered a puzzle. You're missing a few key pieces, and you just need to find them.
All right.
Unless your kid just started scrolling with a puzzle and going shaking the box and throwing it everywhere.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get the Miami Marlins.
All right, just team rivalry matchups to watch this season. I know for me, Red Sox, Yankees. Who do you think is a matchup that you'd be looking for?
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, because they've always had bad blood, and you've got 2 teams that are both fighting. Because the Cubs aren't in it, the Brewers aren't in it, the Cardinals aren't currently in it. You want those two teams, which have shown Cincinnati has been to the playoffs once in the last couple years.
Right.
Pittsburgh has not been to the playoffs in almost a decade now. They haven't had a winning season in almost a decade now. But you got Andrew McCutchen, you got all these great players and everything. That is a rivalry you want to watch because now you got a good Pittsburgh team. Yes, it's early in the season, but you want that emotion. The Pittsburgh Pirates. You had the We Are Family team some 45, 50 years ago now. You want to win now because Pittsburgh is so used to losing. You want the Reds and you want the Pirates, the teams of the late 70s and early 80s. Those were teams. Now you want something now. It's not a win now thing. It's rivalry. You want those teams not to beat the – almost said the other word I can't say on the air.
Bleep out of them. There you go.
Well, yeah, no, you want to beat the hell out of them because it's not going to be a big rivalry. But Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, you got to love baseball. Those are baseball towns.
Yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, yeah. I'm sure Kevin Henry will probably agree with you on that.
Well, it's the first time me and him agreed on anything in 7 years of friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah.
He'd say, what, you like Pittsburgh? And it's like, I'd get a tomato in the back of the head.
Yeah. Well, you probably get on my case. Yeah, we're going to report on our teams. And, Joey, since you have not been here for quite a while, we don't have Jason here. So, why don't you start off for us? So that way.
The A's started the season 1-6. And, of course, the reason I pointed my wrist is because I ended up purchasing 10 Last Dive Bar wristbands. There's a big story about that called Wristband Gate. Esteury Ruiz, hitting 429, like Eric said before, was sent down, and there's pictures of him on television and in other photos wearing a Last Dive Bar bracelet. They just sent him down, and they said, oh, he needs to get on base more. And Mark Kotze, who's the A's manager, actually really pissed off a lot of fans by saying this, because Miguel Andujar, who played for the Pirates and played for the Yankees, he was tearing the cover off the ball this spring, and he was hitting he didn't strike out in any of his plate appearances. He had the nerve to say Miguel Andujar, if he hadn't gotten hurt, Esteury Ruiz leads the team in stolen bases last season, ties the team lead for hits, does not make the team if Miguel Andujar isn't hurt. Your best base stealer, and this came into play when they sent him down recently. You got Seth Brown on second base in a late inning situation. Esteury Ruiz would be on second base pinch running because he's your fastest speed guy, and you sent him down to AAA where he's 0 for 5 right now in one game down in AAA. You sent him down to the Aviators to do nothing. Brent Rooker, the all-star from last season, he's the one who they benched. There could have been more than one reason for that because he's not been hitting the ball lately. But he also was wearing Last Dive Bar wristband. The Last Dive Bar, and that's where I got this shirt from too, the Last Dive Bar. But those people are just trying to save a team that loves the freaking team. These fans love the A's. For 57 years, they've loved the A's. Whether it was Charlie Finley, the Haas family. The Haas family were fantastic people. They were wonderful people. They loved the A's. And after Walter Haas passed away, well, looky here.
Man of the future.
And here's our executive producer and former host of the show, Mr. David St. Dennis. David, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. I wish I could make fun of this person from this week, but it's a tragic day in baseball, so I can't do that.
No.
Yeah, Sacramento got the A's for 3 seasons, but
all you need now is The Rock singing the national anthem. We're singing about Sacramento, and we're good. Sacramento, here I go.
No, he was talking about I'll be back when the Lakers win in May.
The Lakers beat the Kings in May. But I sure did come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May.
And that's the thing. I love
Don't get me
this.
started with the Lakers.
And I got this from one of my coworkers.
Bobblehead.
Yeah, but it's a little retro one from the 72, 73, 74. And I was very appreciative of that. But that's the thing. Love the team, love the franchise, hate the owner.
There you go.
Because you want to move him to Sacramento, you uproot him. And there was a paper that one of the right field bleacher creatures found the other day. And it's on YouTube if you want to go watch it. So his right field Will is his name. He's a very, very animated. He's one of the guys that bangs the drums and everything, starts to sell the team chants and everything. But they said anybody that's wearing a Rooted in Oakland or anything, take it down. They don't want nothing to do with the city of Oakland anymore. They've made it evident they don't want any Oakland t-shirts or anything that say Oakland jerseys. They want nothing to do with the city of Oakland anymore. To which I say, you're full of crap and you don't know what you want. Yes, they're moving. Why are they moving? Because the owner of the A's is doing what Rachel Phelps did in the plot of Major League some 35 years ago. David, you're too young to watch that movie. It's rated R. But you have grabs book. You have no marbles. Marbles. You have no marbles. I'll report on this team because I'm actually going, and I have the tickets already. I got tickets for the last home game they'll ever play in Oakland.
My heart goes out to you, man. My heart goes out to you.
September 26, 2024 is the last day the A's will play a game in Oakland. Mark the date if you want to go to that game.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine how many.
I can't believe that this is how you go out. You go out with not a bang. You go out with a whimper. You have 20,000 fans. Not even that. 13,000 fans on opening night. You have 20,000 fans in the freaking parking lot because you don't know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I just saw that
boycotting.
I just saw that video though where someone filmed
ridiculous
about that being the parking lot.
Selfish to think that your fans don't care about your team. You want to be this rich millionaire who wants to sit and hide in the shadows because you're afraid to come to a ballpark. You want to be a coward? That's what a coward does. You hide behind your money. You and Dave Cavill both, John Fisher, you're both terrible people who do not care about the franchise. You let the stadium go to crap, and you let the stadium leak. There's possums everywhere. There's rats everywhere. They had the Mets broadcast complain about a possum being in their radio booth, and they had to go into another radio booth because there was problems. The freaking urinals are always flooded. They have troves in the freaking stadium where you have to piss and everything. It's just disgusting. He knows. It's John Fisher and Dave Cavill. Dave Cavill is the president of the team. Okay. And David Force is the one who has to listen to these two idiots. And he's the one who sent down Estuary Ruiz despite him being 429. And you have Brett Rooker being benched. Yes, he was not hitting well. But still, don't let an owner, don't let him be fucking Steinbrenner. Excuse my language. You're going to have to bleep that out. But don't let him be Steinbrenner. He's not Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner got in trouble for legal reasons in the 70s because he was gambling and he was messing with the mob. He was trying to get Dave Winfield in trouble. You want to mess with team affairs? You want to be the general manager? You better learn how to count your money. Because if you want to end up like that idiot who was the ex-president, you better start counting your blessings and counting your prayers. Because all you're doing is ruining a franchise that was rooted in Oakland for 57 years. That's it for me.
All right. Jesse,
hopefully, when I get rich, I can replace Sean Fisher and fix the team. Wouldn't that be great?
the key name Fisher. Smell like a fish. He's look like a fish. You smell like a fish. You wish you eat a fish, you eat fried fish. How much fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry? Bobby Fish could fry fish. Okay. Jesse,
Catfish.
what about you?
Well, the Astros are off to a bad start, 2-5 under the new manager Joe Espada. We got swept by the Yankees.
No surprise there. The Yankees are just hot right now.
Yes.
One solo making it big to friends.
Well, of course, the Yankees suck.
Oh, I always had that video on this section, but I'm gonna have to go to the other one, and there you go. This is what you got.
The following is a public service announcement from David3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David3000.
We can move that over. Yeah, we can move that over to the things. That way we can do
it. I'll do that when I get a chance.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. All right, Jesse. Well, Astros. We talked about the pitcher with the no hitter. We thought that was
Ronel Blanco. What a game it was.
Yeah. So
and the West looks like it's gonna be the Texas Rangers because they're off to a great start, 4-2. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., they're gonna take on the Astros are gonna take on the defending champions. It's gonna be a great game.
Shootout in Texas.
Astros.
Shootout in Texas, y'all. We're going to go in Texas, y'all. Okay, we're going to shoot out in Texas, y'all. We're doing this thing. I'm Jim Ross. Bring you some
How about them Cowboys?
How about the Cowboys?
We have for the A's and for the Cowboys. They let go of some key pieces. They let go of their running back.
I'm Stephen A. Smith, and I troll all the Cowboy fans everywhere. 3 straight losing seasons. Well, not losing seasons, but losing playoffs. Probably 3.
All right. Anything else, Jesse? Would you like to?
Me, I'm thinking that the Texas Rangers, they're looking good. I think they're gonna be on top of the division all season. The Angels, surprisingly, are second place.
Yeah, the Angels. Yeah, despite the fact losing Shohei Ohtani, the Angels finally managed a way to start winning.
Well, actually, Anthony Rendon has 0 hits right now, 0 RBIs, 0 homers.
Whoa, Anthony Rendon.
That's because Anthony Rendon doesn't care about baseball.
No, he doesn't. It's not priority.
240 million reasons why he never plays another game where he gets a base hit in.
Yeah, especially if the umpire calls a strike 3 and throws his bat, not saying a word, not even look at the ump, and the umpire ejects him. He doesn't say a word to him.
Yeah. Well, he already said he hates baseball. He said it multiple times. The guy sat out the rest of the season from a wrist injury. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I hurt my widow wrist. I have to see doctor.
I think the main reason the Angels wasn't able to keep Ohtani because Rendon couldn't help the team to get to the postseason staying healthy. And that is why Ohtani went to the Dodgers because they cannot stay competitive being above 500 team.
So Rendon is a scapegoat.
Do you agree with me on that, Joey? Like Rendon is the main reason why Ohtani is not there. Like what?
If the Angels don't sign Anthony Rendon, Ohtani stays.
Right.
That is my argument there. Because if you think about it, they signed him to this massive contract. Ohtani goes to the Dodgers for $700 million. You don't sign Anthony Rendon, you've got more money than you need for Ohtani. You signed Mike Trout to this $400 million contract. He stood into the playoffs once in 2014. He hasn't been to the playoffs again in this decade.
It was before I was a teenager the last time they went
Yes,
to the playoffs.
and I have no qualms about Mike Trout. I hate him as a player. Is he a great player? Yeah. It's why Yankees
hurt
hated
now.
Pedro for years. Because Pedro could buzz the tower, and then he'd strike him out on a curveball that was nowhere near being hit. But Anthony Rendon is a cancer for that team, and he should have never come back this season. He's made it clear that he doesn't want to help the team win, and he is just an albatross around the neck of that team. That's just the way I feel.
Yeah, that is why I say he's the main reason why Ohtani's not there.
Well, Ohtani doesn't want to deal with a guy who's not wanting to win. He's going to be with a team that's going to want to win. He's with Yamamoto. He's with Mookie Betts. He's with Freddie Freeman, who's going to be on pace to hit another 50-some-odd double season. He wants to be a part of a winning. He wants to be a part of a winning culture. He doesn't want to. The last time the Angels had a winning culture and were good, I'm not saying Pujols was a part of the problem either. Pujols had to deal with all that. He was there with Ohtani. He was there with Trout. You have three really good offensive players. They had no pitching. None. Anaheim had good pitching. But you can't depend on one man's arm. Look what happened with him. He had to get surgery on his UCL because they were overusing him. You overuse one arm, you're going to kill his arm. He's probably never going to pitch again, let alone pitch next season.
Who are talking about? Sorry, I missed that.
Ohtani.
Okay,
Ohtani's not even going to pitch next season because the Angels ran him into the ground last year. And then they make him go out there and hit.
And also there's rumors about him being in the outfield.
No. That's why that's why Ohtani, I'm sure he was a great pitcher in Japan. Great pitcher, great hitter in Japan. He comes here, he can't even play the outfield. Now that there's DH in both leagues, he can hit and pitch in the same game. But that's the number one thing. Ohtani went to a better team. There's no DH in both leagues. He's pitching, and then he's pulled after his 4 at-bats in 7 innings.
I believe that's why Manfred made that universal DH rule because of Ohtani, like the Ohtani rule.
You know what that is? That's the sound of someone kissing their ass.
That's just my opinion.
Hey, your opinion is valid here. I'm willing to listen. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. I don't wear the cowboy hat and say, how about them Cowboys? In all honesty, everything going on with the league, and I was looking up on X. I have a Twitter. I don't use it very often, but I've been very active on it because guess what happened today? Guess who was at Sutter Health Field where the A's are going to be? John Fisher.
Oh.
The owner was at the stadium in Sacramento. He came out of his hovel. And he left. Casey Pratt, who was a proud supporter of the Last Dive Bar, he works for ABC7 in the state of California. He was there, and it's a gloomy day. It's been raining on and off here where I live because heaven above is crying right now because somebody decided not to sell their team. And he left after speaking for about 5-10 minutes, took no questions. And I put this in one of my tweets. Only cowards run from the truth. And he's afraid of the truth. He's got all these people who want him to sell, but he doesn't want to sell because he's going to siphon as much out of the team. He is a leech. Like, the Astros have a great owner in the Cranes, I think. That's their ownership, Jesse?
Yeah.
So the Cranes are good ownership. Boston has the Henrys, I think. Is this
your Twitter?
Yeah, they're great. They have not done anything wrong to Boston. They've been very good to Boston in the last 20 years. That's why Boston's been in the World Series 5 times in the last 20 years. They've won 4 out of 5, yes. But still, your ownership is the main reason why you succeed or fail. And he's just shown why in the last 20 years, since 2005, because they showed a picture of what it looked like in 2005 for the A's opening day. They had 44,000 people at that stadium for opening day. That team went on to finish 88-74. They had 13,000 people there on opening night this past week.
Is this the Twitter you're talking about, Joey? I just sent you a picture.
Hold on.
I'm just wondering if that's your account.
I had to put it on. I had to put my phone on silent because I'm not trying to take phone calls.
You're fine.
No, that's not the one I have. I have another one. I don't use that one as often.
By the way, 4 out of 5 World Series. We talk about counting the '86 team because the Henrys never. Ever since the Henrys became on board, the Red Sox went all.
I actually took a picture with John Henry in 2020, the winter weekend.
Yeah, no, John Henry is one of the best owners. He almost got Billy Beane from the A's.
And now everybody's mad at him because of how the Red Sox are going forward. But
David, I'll probably perform the Red Sox in a few mines.
No, go ahead, Eric. I'm just getting out what's.
Yeah,
I got a lot of anger. Right here.
Give it like Sam Kinison before you know it.
I knew you would get that. Only you would get that.
Just really a little bit of Sam Kinison in you there.
I love Sam Kinison. It sucks that he died so young, though. Yeah. But I'll let you get to Boston. I'll let you and let me see if David will laugh at this, but you and Theo Epstein up there get the job done.
Oh.
Yeah,
he's got the turtleneck and everything. He's got the glasses and the turtleneck. He's young enough to be a new Theo Epstein.
Oh, the Red Sox have been off to a decent start. 5-2 after 7 games. Split the seasons, split the series with the starting series with Seattle, winning the first game 6-4, losing the next 2 games by a span of one run with Julio Rodriguez getting the walk-off hit in the 3rd game of that 4-game series, and then they beat the Mariners 5-1. Then we go to the Oakland Athletics, and first game 9-0. Second, now the next 2 games were by 1 run, but it's the pitching. But I think the Red Sox doing decent. I think it's the pitching. Andrew Bailey, who's a former reliever, he pitched for the Red Sox. He has turned that team around, and just talking about the pitch, and I think Bailey deserves credit. Now they have today off, obviously, so the next 3 games will be against the Angels, when they coming in second place Angels, and then Red Sox will have Monday. They have Monday off. Tuesday, this is the week vacation from work. I'm glad that the Red Sox did not play at home to start off the season because rain has been bothering us over here. And in some parts, there's snow, parts of Massachusetts as well. I think, David, you've been it was snow.
Oh yeah, I had to stay home today because of that.
Yeah, I from Worcester on the Berkshires and everything else over there. But here in the South Coast of Massachusetts, in New Bedford, rain. We got the Red Sox will be having the Orioles, and we're talking about the opening ceremonies for home. The 20th anniversary of the Red Sox 2004 World Series team. Now, obviously, one player will not be in attendance. It will be Curt Schilling, and we all know why if you have not seen the news. Basically, Curt Schilling's comments about the Wakefields and when they're battling cancer and all the other political comments he made and all that got him into a lot of heat. And Curt Schilling made the decision that he's not going to attend.
Good
I'm getting that.
The reason being,
I was going to say Curt Schilling is over there with his he's over there with his cross saying, "Die, die, die." He's just you shall not talk bad about the great Curt Schilling.
No, Curt Schilling has been a great player. But this is a
great player, terrible person.
Yeah, and unfortunately unfortunately, his controversial comments has gotten a lot of heat and angered a lot of Red Sox fans. And because of that, out of respect, and you know what the cool thing is, he did it out of respect for the Wakefields and for the 2004 team. One thing he was smart of, he knew he was going to get some heat if he attended the event, and he decided not to because he doesn't want the media getting on him. He wants it all to be about the 04 team and the Wakefields, Tim and Stacy. God rest both of their souls. And I can understand. Yeah, he gets upset. Kurt Schilling was smart and made that smart decision not to attend. Because if he knows he attended, it will be on him. He does not want that. I think
put him out of the building.
Yeah, so Kurt Schilling was pretty smart doing that. I have to give him that credit. I have to give him that at least. And also, the Red Sox also lost a former president and CEO, Larry Lucchino, who has been one of the main cogs in helping the Red Sox be successful in the World Series. I think he ran from the team from 2003 to 2015. So he was there for 3 of the 4 championships. And I gotta tell you, Larry Lucchino will be missed. I will never forget the iconic one of my iconic moments of Larry Lucchino was when the 2014 they won, and Larry Lucchino was getting interviewed by Ginny Salasco, and Theo Epstein was pouring champagne. He's going, no, and no. So
hey, he deserved.
Yeah, he deserved
a little bit of that success because I will.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Out of the future.
There you go. Oh, good Lord. I cannot unsee that now.
No, you can't. Eric, I'm sorry.
I know.
But,
David.
What I was saying, what I was going to add was people don't seem to understand how much Larry Luciano actually did. 2003, he takes over. Yeah. And I'm adding to your point, Eric. I'm going to try and make it quick. But in 2003, he helps that team get to the ALCS immediately. First year on the job, he gets them to a pennant. Yeah. Within 5 ounces of a pennant. Yeah. And then the year after, he breaks an 86-year-old curse. 05, they make the playoffs. 06, they don't. But then in 07, they beat the Rockies. They sweep the Rockies. And he's helping build these playoff teams with Theo Epstein. Yeah. He didn't just be a hands-off guy. Larry Luciano, he helped get guys like David Ortiz in there. He helped keep Manny in Boston until 08. Manny Ramirez, if they don't go get him in 2000, I think it was,
2000,
sign him to that 8-year contract instead of letting him stay in Cleveland, Red Sox don't get a World Series.
Yeah, and and they just went 03 afterwards. He made the decision. Let's fire Grady Little, bring in Terry Francona, and then all of a sudden the key was bringing Schilling and then bringing Keith Folk. That was the main 2 cogs.
Keith Folk from the A's. That's right.
Yeah, Keith Folk. My heart goes out to you again on that endeavor. But and for the Red Sox, I mean that's why the Red Sox 14. That was, I mean. Who would have thought they would come back from a 0-3 deficit to win the whole dang thing? You know what I mean?
Let me say this. As an A's fan that had the A's miss the playoffs by 1 game because of Anaheim, who the A's ended up – because Anaheim went 90 – they went 92-70 that year. They beat the A's by 1 game. But that could have been a big difference had the A's made it instead of the Angels. Hell, they would have still lost.
Yeah.
But the A's, that last game of the season, they lose – they lose Mulder, they lose Hudson, they lose Zito after that. So, guess I could blame the Angels for breaking up the big 3.
Mm-hmm. I have a great picture for you, Eric.
Oh, okay. Screen share it. That's what Joey wanted.
I can just imagine that. Eric goes out to the mound and he starts throwing strikes and everything. He starts gesturing and everything. And then he starts doing the salsa dance on the mound.
Eric, guess who that player is, Eric?
Jose Lima, the late, great Jose Lima.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I thought of that spur of the moment because I was watching a Jose Lima video, and I'm like, Eric's going to get it.
The rarities you hear of Lima, throughout on national television, especially especially in a sports kind.
Well, Vince,
You talk about
Vince
Lima, Ohio. But
I guess Scully mentioned his last name one time before together.
yeah, which is
Well,
really cool.
That was the interesting part was when he did pass, when Jose Lima did pass, Vince Scully waxed eloquently about how great of a player he was. And one of his best starts he ever had for the Dodgers was when he faced the Cardinals in the 04 NLDS, I think it was. Like he did more in that one start than he would for a long time in the rest of his career than when he did for the Mets. But it's just sad because the guy opened up his own baseball academy. He was going to do that and everything before he passed away in 2010. But just incredible. That's why I'm just like, that's Eric. Hell of a guy. He'd do anything. He'd give you the shirt off his back. Please don't.
Walk down the video and won't do it again.
It's just like, what happened? The video went off YouTube. Eric went, I'm going to...
I took off my shirt and screamed, "Do it for Bob Saget" when I won.
Do it for Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. That's all I started. That was like that was before I moved up here. After we have a 6-game, a 9-game homestand, 10-game homestand, 3 against Baltimore, 3 against the Angels. They'll be coming in, and then the Cleveland Guardians with old friend Terry Francona. Love the guy.
Zito's not the manager anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No, he stepped away. He was retired. He stepped away to retirement because he's been having problems, I think, with his heart. I think he said it was because he had to step away previously, so they got a new manager.
Who's the new manager for Cleveland?
Let me see, because I normally keep track of that stuff. Cleveland. Oh, Stephen Vogt, the old Athletics player.
Another former Oakland player. I feel bad for you, Joey. Oh my goodness.
No, but here's the thing. Stephen Vogt was incredible. If he would have been better, he would have been great had he gone to anybody. He went to Cleveland. Cleveland is a great place for baseball. Yes, and Stephen Vogt, very intelligent guy. And one of my favorite spots was when he came out dressed as a referee on MLB Network.
Oh,
and he gave all the whistle and everything, the headband, the shorts. And he starts doing this. He starts calling traveling and everything. He starts going.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God! Like,
all right, so
hell of a guy.
So and then we after that 10-game homestand, we have another road trip in April against a 3-game series against the Pirates, 3 games against the Guardians. So that would be. And I will tell you one thing: it's a good thing the Red Sox did not play their home games to start the season because we could have had more rainouts than anything else. Like I said, most rainouts in north and west of us, they got the white stuff and everything else. I'm hoping everybody's okay. One team, though, I'm going to have to look out for besides the Red Sox, the Yankees, man. I'll tell you what, if you have Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton, you're talking about your modern-day murderers row. If all of them stay healthy and be healthy, that's a dangerous team. The Yankees. That's why the Yankees are off to an awesome start. Probably those guys.
And the question is,
Cole. So that's
the question is, when will Garrett Cole come back, or is he pitching out this season?
I really don't know. So it all depends on what happens. So hopefully, if Garrett Cole can't and the Yankees are faltering, the Red Sox better take advantage of the situation because I'll tell you one thing right now: the Red Sox are off.
And I'll be celebrating like no one's business. I guess it.
Hey Eric, I got a good joke for you. What has overpriced talent got in the Yankees?
What is overpriced? What?
What has overpriced talent ever gotten the Yankees?
Nothing.
No. 28 championships and a son of a bitch for an owner.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like what happened. It's just like
I remember Jim Abbott. He was the number 1 draft pick for the Angels back in 89 or 88, 89. Pitched a no-hitter for the Yankees.
Yes, Jim Abbott was a fantastic pitcher.
Did not have a right hand.
Yeah, he
still managed to throw a no-hitter, though.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about him.
It was I think it was August 4th, 93 against the Indians. Baerga was on that team.
Carlos Baerga. I remember that guy.
Speaking of the Yankees, I still can't believe that Billy Martin got fired too many goddamn times and
5
That's
times.
5
Billy
times.
Martin. Yeah, Billy Martin. Yeah, what most fired manager
There
ever.
was a Seinfeld joke where Larry David was playing his Steinbrenner, and he's going through. He's like Bob Lemon, Billy Martin, and then he mentions Billy Martin like 7 or 8 times. But people forget on the day he passed away, some 35 years ago now, be 35 years on Christmas Day. He was supposed to come back for the 1990 season.
Yes.
Billy Martin?
Yeah.
That would have been number 6.
Oh my goodness.
And
If
he
didn't
passed
pass away.
He passed away because, and it's sad how it happened. It happened in a car accident. He crashed. He had someone else in the car with him. He crashed right in front of his house. They'd been drinking.
Oh.
And his head went through the windshield. Yeah, no, that's what it literally took, an act of God to stop Billy Martin from managing a 6th time.
So if he didn't pass away, he would have came back.
I had a book where it was talking about Billy Martin and George Steinbrenner. I gave it to one of my coworkers, but it was an interesting read because at the funeral of Billy Martin's son had someone walk up to him. Guy walks up to him and starts saying, "Look at all these people here for your dad." It's Richard Nixon. That just goes to show Billy Martin touched a lot of people's hearts and everything. He won a lot of World Series. But I feel bad. Reggie Jackson had to put up with that for a long time. And
all right, we got.
If you ever watch it, it's on MLB Network from time to time. It's about Billy Martin. He goes through all his life and everything with the Rangers, the Twins, the Yankees, and the A's.
Yeah, 3 minutes. 3 minutes left.
Did you hear about Jackie Bradley Jr. that was on the news on that you?
What did he do?
What did he do?
It was on the document that I sent you. It says right here, Jackie Bradley Jr. signs with the Long Island Ducks, which is a North Division of the United League.
Oh, that's an independent baseball team.
Independent baseball team, Long Island Ducks. So that's no big deal.
Yeah,
he was one of the best players the Red Sox ever had.
Well, in terms of defensive center fielders, I think it's Coco Crisp and Jackie Bradley Jr. for them.
Yeah,
because Johnny Damon could not play center field to save his life.
No,
because I always remember because he played for the A's for 1 season in 2001.
Yeah, I remember him.
And he could not. My left arm is stronger than his is. Why did not throw anybody out?
Why you suppose they replaced him with Gabe Kapler? I know he didn't even replace him with Gabe Kapler in defensive purposes in the World Series.
Because Gabe Kapler had the stronger arm and the better defense.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Damon stayed in the center. I remember that he replaced Trot Nixon for defensive replacements in that Game 4 because they was that 1918 coming together. Gabe Kapler was wearing number 19. Johnny Damon was number 18. And then they came together. And you had Edgar Renteria wearing number 3. That was Babe Ruth's number. That's what Dennis Leary was doing all that. So,
and it's funny to think about.
Yeah.
David's too young to remember this. I know Eric would. I'm trying to think. It was Manny cutting off the ball from David Newhan in Boston. Newhan hits one to the wall. Johnny Damon plays and crashes against the wall, goes to throw it in. Manny dives.
Oh yeah, he cuts it off.
I've seen that.
Yeah, against Baltimore. And that was turned into an inside the park home run.
Yeah. All you see is Damon, and that was one of his best throws. All you see is and then all you see is Manny come across. Whoa!
And he catches the ball.
And then the ball hits the mound, and Veritek goes to tag Newhan, and by that time it didn't matter.
Yeah, but that was the 2004 season as well. So that was
that was one of the weirdest plays of that season was, and there was He was supposed to throw the ball to Renneria.
Yep.
He was supposed to throw the ball to no, not Renneria. Renneria was not on that team. Renneria would play for them in 2005.
All right.
He played for them
Well,
in 05. The final out of that series would, lo and behold, be Edgar Renneria. And it was back to folk. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Eric
Yes, I've seen fever pitch more than I'd like to admit.
I have fever pitches. All right, that is all the time for the second episode of the Dugout Crew podcast. So I want to thank, welcome back, Joey Acacia, and I want to thank David for filling in for Jason, and I appreciate that. And Jesse Havoc, you're doing your thing. I want to thank you for tuning in to the show, everyone. Thank you for. Shout out to Godfather Dom. Okay, thank you, Godfather Dom, for coming in and saying hi to us. So I will see you guys. We will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day, and hope your life hits you. Hope your life hits you a home run. See ya, and enjoy your games, and so long for now. Let's see. There we go.